everybody. Today we have our first What If collab on this channel. Joining me today is going to be 0mac446 Productions.
Hey guys, 0mac446 Productions here.
0mac is going to be telling today's story on this channel, and I'll be telling part 2's story over on his channel. So, make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel to see part 2. So, without further ado, take it away, 0mac.
In Universe 6, the God Lord Champa has begun his quest for the Super Dragon Balls far earlier than in canon, due to him hearing about Dragon Balls being used on Planet Namek in Universe 7. After some research, he discovers Dragon Balls even greater than those on Namek, and has gone in search of them. He has found 6 out of 7 so far, and believes that the last one is most likely in Beerus's possession, and maybe he can auction it off with him. So Champa and Vados head to Beerus's planet and find he's still asleep. Of course Champa wants the Super Dragon Ball now, as he goes to wake up Beerus himself. Beerus of course is not very happy to have been woken up, and he goes to attack Champa, but luckily Whis is able to stop Beerus before he can do any harm. Beerus and Champa then have their food competition as normal, but Beerus loses this time, since he hasn't been to Earth yet. Beerus gets very angry at Champa, but since he can't attack him directly without breaking any rules, he suggests they hold a tournament of the universe's strongest fighters, so Beerus can prove his universe is the better. Champa isn't one to back down from a challenge, so he accepts Beerus's offer. In fact, he's so excited that he forgets about the Super Dragon Balls, and instantly leaves with Vados. Beerus and Whis then discuss if they can find any other strong fighters. Beerus then suggests Frieza, as he's very powerful, but Whis tells him that Frieza was recently killed by a Saiyan on Earth. Beerus is shocked to learn that Frieza was killed, and by a Saiyan of all things, since he believed them to be extinct. By the mention of a Saiyan though, Beerus begins to remember this strange dream he had about them. A Super Saiyan maybe? No, it was something different, but he can't quite remember it. Beerus asks Whis if the Saiyan who killed Frieza is on Earth now, and Whis says that he is. So they then set course for Earth immediately. After a few hours, Beerus and Whis arrive at Kami's lookout and find the Saiyan who they're looking for, future Trunks, currently waiting for the Cell Games. Of course nobody knows who these two are, even Piccolo with his knowledge on gods. Beerus then tells Trunks on how he is so impressed that he managed to take down Frieza, and that he wants to test him out. Trunks is obviously very confused, since this guy just showed up out of nowhere, and knows that he killed Frieza. Plus, he can't even sense any energy from him, which is very concerning. Of course, Trunks would eventually accept and goes to fight with Beerus. Trunks is nothing to Beerus in his base form, and Beerus says he should power up to that Super Saiyan state if he wants to stand the chance. Trunks is getting very annoyed and transforms, but even with this, he's nothing against Beerus. Beerus says that he's very let down with his performance, and he would kill them all if it wasn't for this damn tournament. Trunks mistakes this tournament for the Cell Games and asks if he's here to take on Cell. Beerus says he has no idea who Cell is, but he asks if he's powerful. Trunks tells him that Cell is beyond belief in power, but maybe his Saiyan ally Goku could defeat him. Hearing that there are two people more powerful than Trunks, Beerus tells him to bring these two here, and he may not destroy the planet. Trunks complies and leaves to find Goku. Once he tracks them down, Trunks tells Goku that two strange men appeared on the lookout and are looking for Goku and Cell. Goku is interested by this and goes to check it out with Trunks, but realizes he can't use instant transmission due to the two not giving off any ki. Could they be a second set of androids? Maybe, and this concerns Trunks greatly. Goku gets Gohan, and the three Saiyans go to the lookout and find Beerus. Beerus picks up that Goku is in a whole other league than Trunks was, but unfortunately he's still no match for him. Goku is blown away that there is a fighter who seems to be even stronger than even Cell, which gets him very excited. Beerus isn't very happy and tells the group to bring Cell to him at once, as Goku said Cell is even stronger than he is. So Goku teleports to Cell and asks if he'd like to do a quick fight with someone who may be even stronger than himself. This catches Cell's attention, and standing around for 10 days is beginning to get a bit boring, so he says he'll go with Goku, as long as it's not a trick. It's not, luckily, and Goku brings Cell to Beerus. Cell doesn't fare much better against Beerus either, and Cell's very angry with himself for not being able to hit him with being the perfect being after all. Beerus is very annoyed now, but then it hits him, the Super Saiyan God. If these Saiyans had this power, then maybe they could do a lot better in the Universal Tournament and take in Champa's warriors. Of course, the Saiyans have no idea what the Super Saiyan God is, and since they're running out of options, Goku suggests they use the Dragon Ball and asks Shenron how it can be done. Gohan says that might not be a great idea since Cell is still here and they're going to need the Dragon Balls to undo the damage he's caused. Beerus says that he is going to cause a lot more damage if they don't use the Dragon Balls. Then gets the Dragon Balls and summons Shenron, and the group learn about how they're going to need a ritual to create the Super Saiyan God. Of course, they would only be one Saiyan short to complete the ritual. They currently have Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Gohan and Baby Trunks, but no other Saiyans. This is when Cell pipes in and tells them that he has Saiyan cells inside of him, so maybe if he joins them in the ritual it can work. All of the Saiyans don't want anything to do with Cell and refuse to let him join in, but Beerus snaps and says if they don't become this god, he's going to completely wipe out the entire planet and everything on it. The Saiyans reluctantly decide to let Cell join in the ritual, and now they mustn't choose on who they're going to give the form to. Goku was originally going to get it, but he declines and says that Gohan would be a far more better candidate. As in the time chamber, Gohan showed off amazing power that far exceeded Goku's, so if they give it to Gohan, they'd be able to at least match for Beerus. Gohan doesn't want this power of course, but knows it's the only way to save everybody he cares about, and accepts it. With Gohan becoming the Super Saiyan God, Gohan is extremely powerful, although not as strong as Goku was in the Battle of Gods movie or saga. Gohan still puts up an amazing fight between him and Beerus, and Cell is extremely jealous that even though he's perfect now, there are still those who are way above him in power, and it's just not fair. Eventually, the Battle of Gods ends with Beerus telling Gohan that he fought a lot better than he thought he would, and with more training, this group could be able to hold their own in the tournament. And he offers to bring the Saiyans along, so they can all get the God form and train under him and Whis. The Saiyans would be happy to, but they still worry about Cell. Cell then says that he's willing to cancel the Cell games and go off with it with Beerus as well. Everybody is shocked by this, but Cell explains that he needs to become stronger than he is now, and reach strengths that even rival Beerus, to prove that he's the most perfect being in existence. The Z Fighters wouldn't want Cell to go alone, as if he gets stronger, then there'll be no hope. Except it's Beerus' call, and the more strong fighters they have to fight Champa, the better. So the Saiyans along with Cell leave to go and train with Beerus and Whis.